444 billion Luna Classic tokens got burned, and so the price is going up. That's the official story. I don't think though that the official story really explains the price rise. There's something else going on. Let's have a look at the data most people are not considering, and let's try to figure out whether it still makes sense to buy into the Luna Classic token. So here's the official narrative: a token burn and a governance update that's creating all of that excitement. The story is all over Twitter, but the official Luna Classic account, it's rather busy with memes and funny postings, not necessarily focused on any fundamentals at all. Hi, my name is Gerhard. I started my crypto journey 8 years ago. I reached my first million 3 years ago, and I did this through active trading, through outperforming, buying and holding Bitcoin by on average 2% per month. Now there's some volatility in that outperformance, but the dotted line here shows the 12-month average. And that's then how that looks like over time. There's also a copy trading pool available to the premium members of this channel. That's the performance last year. Here's the average gain made per depositor. And this year we are on track to make the same performance again. And in this video, I want to share the approaches how I outperform the market. What kind of data points actually matter long term. Now what we see over here, that's the Luna Classic price in US dollars on a logarithmic scale. So this is not a regular scale, this is a scale that measures percentage changes. We can see that the long-term Luna Classic underperformed, but every now and then we get those very quick rallies of almost 400%. This time the rally was split in two, but when we measure from the bottom to the current price, we are at 240%. Now this is in US dollars. There's a problem with US dollar charts, and that's correlation. As in, when Bitcoin goes up, most altcoins go up. When Bitcoin goes down, most altcoins go down. So really what we have to measure is how much does an altcoin perform relative to Bitcoin or relative to the altcoin market in general? Because only then can we answer whether or not it makes sense to buy this particular altcoin, if the additional risk of buying one thing over the entire market is worth it. And so this is Luna Classic relative to the rest of the altcoin market. So divided by the others market cap, that's the market cap of all the altcoins that are not in the top 10. Again, we've got a long-term negative trend with our short-term rallies every now and then. This time, the long-term trend might be turning around though. We have seen a breakout. We are at the upper end of the trading range though. Here is Luna Classic relative to Bitcoin, a very similar picture. As in, maybe we are finally fundamentally turning around. But is that how we should think about things? First of all, in the very short term, we seem to be quite heated already, but also, are we going to turn around this long-term trend? Have a look at what's currently driving the price. We've got 34 million worth of trading volume on the spot market. We've got 96 million worth of trading volume on the Perps. Given the market cap of 500 million of Terra Luna, that's actually not too terrible. That's not too high. Less than 20%. But the vast majority of traders are betting on falling prices. And that's potentially dangerous if we wanted to bet on falling prices as well, because that's now the popular trade. We always want to do the thing that's not popular, at least on the medium term. Very short term, trends tend to be reinforcing. More long term, it tends to be the contrarian trading that's better. So when now everybody is betting on falling prices, there might be a turnaround. Because the rising Luna price could be an expression of a short squeeze. So the shorts are getting liquidated. Not as much though compared to December of last year, right? Have a look at the magnitude of those liquidations. So the attention and the short position wasn't really as high as it used to be. But open interest is, and that's the potential danger. Now open interest measures how many bets are currently made on a particular price. So when this is very high, we tend to have a lot of attention on the asset. When this is very low, nobody looks at the asset. And again, if many people look at a particular thing, that thing tends to be expensive. If open interest was to crash again, as it did several times before, at a similar level, then the price is very likely following as well. Trading volume isn't yet as elevated as it has been during prior short squeezes. So entering a short right now might be dangerous. We might see again a very popular short here, especially since those tops align pretty well on pretty much any chart. But there's a chance that the market makers push up the price a bit further to liquidate the last short. And once nobody wants to short the token anymore, then it deflates again. That is my base case for Luna Classic. Now, as usual, I've used the backtesting platform of this channel to figure out what's the best trading strategy for Luna Classic relative to Bitcoin using two moving averages. The best historically is the 6 versus 9-day simple moving average. And that's then how that looks like over time. A quite consistent outperformance measured in Luna tokens. So what does this mean? If we wanted to bet on falling prices of Luna, the best is to wait for a death cross. So to wait for the 6-day simple moving average to come below the 9-day simple moving average, as happened over here or as happened over here. That's when the trend turns around. It's very risky to start shorting when we are still in positive momentum. But when the 6-day simple moving average crosses the 9-day, we've already run sideways for long enough that we can regard the current momentum as being broken. But currently the momentum is still bullish. It's very risky to now, at the current moment, bet on a falling price like that. By the way, in order to plot this, you simply just enter in TradingView Luna USDT /BTC USDT. You get the relative performance and then you press / and enter simple moving average. You double click on that and then you select the length. So in this case, it's 9. You then do the same again, copy paste, get in the 6-day moving average, maybe in a different color. And then make sure that you've got the daily chart over here selected, right? The daily ticker interval. And once we get the white line below, in this case, the purple line, that's when we get our death cross, and that's when the short squeeze likely has ended. And when it might make sense to then bet on falling prices again. When that happens, we will get again a notification. So that's now for the premium members, as we got here for BitTensor. So that was on the 6th of April. And then subsequently on the 13th of April, we closed the position. So that's then with a gain of 19%. And doing those kinds of trades regularly leads to the long-term outperformance. So there's no magic over here. We're simply just trading against the market manipulators and make sure we don't get caught up in the momentum. So yeah, feel free to simply set this up yourself in TradingView. Feel free to enter the position once the signal comes. If you do make some money with it, then don't forget to come back to this video and leave a comment as well. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish here regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time here on YouTube or see you in Premium. Cheers!